Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to today's video. This is Shanmugraj. We are continuing our journey on Safe Tour. Today's topic is we are trying to understand the characteristics of a release train engineer as a servant leader. As we are aware, as part of Safe Tour, I am trying to cover different configuration and trying to discuss each components as part of the different configurations. We started with essential configurations. We already discussed business, technology, Scrum Master, product owner, and development team, agile teams, right? Today we're going to start with one another topic, which is release train engineer. So let us get into today's topic. So we know that RTs are servant leaders. When new RTs typically have the organization skills to perform their roles, they may need to learn and adopt lean agile mindset for sure. They may also need to transition from directing and managing activities to acting as a servant leader, right? The servant leader is a philosophy that implies a comprehensive view of the quality of people, work, and community spirit. The focus is on providing the support needed by the teams, right? The servant leadership will focus on providing the support. It's not about managing or directing. They just provide the support needed by the teams and asked to be self-organizing and self-managing, right? Servant leader or RTs should identify what are things they need to support the team so that the team can self-manage themselves, they self-organize, they'll execute by themselves, right? What are the characteristics of a servant leader actions, right? So let's try to understand six or seven of those, right? As a servant leader, they listen and support teams in problem identification and decision making, right? They're not going to take decisions. They're going to listen the problem, they're going to support in decision making. Finally, it's going to be a decision making on consensus by the team, right? They create an environment of mutual influence. They'll create an environment of a trust, right? They understand and empathize with others, right? Encourage and support the personal development of each individual and development of teams, right? They coach people with the powerful questions rather than using the authority, right? So they think beyond day-to-day activities, they apply system thinking. They support the team's commitments. They generally be open and appreciate openness in others. So these are the some of the characteristics of a servant leader, which is directly applicable to a release train engineer or even for a scrum master. Now let us try to understand the transformation patterns that are required for a typical manager to get into a shoes of a servant leader. Robert Greenleaf, who is the father of servant leadership, said, good leaders must first become good servants, right? So let us understand what are the transformational patterns for a traditional manager moving to a servant leader, right? From coordinating team activities and contribution to coaching the teams to collaborate. So instead of coordinating, they help coaching the teams to collaborate. They move from the deadlines to objectives. Instead of getting a deadlines of how many sprints, tell them what are the sprint goal, what are the PA objectives. That's very important. From driving toward a specific outcomes to being invested in programs overall performance. From knowing the answer to asking the questions for the answers, right? Instead of telling them the answer, put a questions to get the answers. Team themselves realizes they know that certain ways of working. From directing to letting the team self-organize and get their stride. From fixing problems to help others fix them. Right? We understand now, right? So we don't need a traditional manager generally go and fix the problems. They go and direct and let the deadlines know what are things to be done and everything. Now, what happens in town leadership? You don't need to do all those things. Just you need to support them, provoke certain powerful questions, put some powerful question to them. They'll understand what are the objectives. They'll understand how to fix it. They'll understand how to get into a solution mode actually, right? So with that, we have come to the conclusion of today's video. We are concluding our topic on release train engineer as well. Hope you got a good idea about what are the characteristics of a servant leader, which release train engineer need to take possession of those characteristics. What are the transition patterns also we understood, right? How they should transform from a traditional management pattern to a newest stride of servant leadership, right? So in my previous videos, we discussed about uh, who is an RT, what are his responsibilities, and how the reporting structure as well. So with that, with the today's video, we're completing the topic on release train engineer. In a summary, we discussed about who is release train engineer. We discussed about the responsibilities. We discussed about the reporting structure. We also discussed about the transformation patterns and the characteristics of a servant leader.